Welcome to the first part of creating a very cool true 3D product animation inside of Render from scratch, and in this one we are going to be creating this shoe model. So let's just start modeling from importing the reference images. I will link all the reference images in the description so you can download it and make your own. So Shift N to add an image reference. It's here, load reference image, and then position them to the center, something like that. Or rotate it along the x-axis, just like that. I'm gonna model the sole first, so let's add another reference image, and this is gonna be the down part of the shoe. So rotate it accordingly, 90 degrees or 180 degrees. Scale it up, just match it a little bit so that you don't confuse things here. So I'm gonna quickly add a plane here and tab into the edit mode, hit Alt Z for the X-ray mode and scale it down. Scale it down just a little bit, scale on the x-axis, and just like that add some loop cuts with Ctrl R. Position these vertices a little bit to give it the sole shape. And scale X0 and align it just like that. And scale it up just like that. And these one too, scale them up. Just like that. Scale them down, grab them, scale, just make the shape. And now hit Ctrl 3 to add a subdivision surface. You can see it added a subdivision with 3 levels. And then I'm gonna hit tab and just position these vertices to match it a little bit more here. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna tweak things later. Just make the basic shape here, and just like that. That's very cool. Now let's just align these vertices to scale X0, and now select these and Shift R to repeat the action again. Shift R again, Shift R here, Shift R here. And that we got basic shape of the sole here. I'm gonna hide this reference image or move it to another collection, like trash, head into, and hide the collection. Scale it accordingly to the sole here, and grab y-axis, and grab x-axis, and go to extra mode to see everything clearly. Scale it down just a little bit, and that's it. There we go, it's aligned here. Now select plane that we made, give it a look like there, one over here and one over here, one over there and one over there, and that's pretty good. Now I'm gonna select these vertices and bring them up just like that to match the whole shape here. I'm gonna extrude it a little bit more. Now after that I'm gonna select everything and Alt E to extrude along the normals. Oh, that's good, just grab the vertices like that. Now what I want to tell you is the topology is very important here. If the topology is good, we can do all these patterns and these creases, lines, etc. And if the topology is not good, it's not going to be possible. I have this. I'm going to dissolve this one. I don't need it. Control X to dissolve it. Or I'm going to bring it up, I guess, just like that. Hit Control R. Now it's good. I'm gonna align this one in the middle. So hit 1 for the vertices selection mode, and then select these and grab them. I'm gonna select these vertices over here, select them, bevel them with 3 loop cuts here. I'm gonna select these. You can see if I'm selecting only this vertex, it means I'm selecting the other side too. So make sure you're doing it extra mode, just like that. So you select the both sides and work with them. So turn on this auto merge vertices and hit double G to move it like that and merge it with this vertex. And just turn that back off. Select these. And then I'm gonna hit Alt S to just give it the shape that we want, and then bring these vertices down. Now this shape looks very bad. You can see it's not very good because we're not doing any creasing or beveling here. I'm gonna add a bevel modifier before the subdivision surface, and you can see it starts to look very good, but we're not gonna use the angle, we're gonna use the weight here. So to get a better control over things. Now I'm gonna select these edges here, select all of them, and then this one too. I hit Shift E to crease it, and just like that, that's gonna be enough. And after that, I'm gonna select these ones. Hit Control and left click here, so it will select all the edges in between, and then Control left click again to select it just like that. Then I'm gonna hit Alt S to just scale it like that, and after that I'm gonna select that one and that one too, and hit Shift E to crease that. Or let's use the bevel modifier here. I'm gonna hit N for the tools panel here, and then go to item, I guess. In the edge data, the mean bevel weight, make it 1, just like that, and bring down this. Hold Shift with it so that you can get a very smoother control in here, and the segments should be 3 or something. After that, I'm gonna select these, holding Control, and hit Shift E to or turn that mean bevel weight up. And similarly for these edges, select them just like that, and then increase the mean bevel weight. It starts to look very good, but it's still not that good because these are not matching over there. So let's fix that now. I'm gonna delete the middle faces here. So select them first and hit Control and left click here, hit X and delete faces. And it starts to look very good. Now what I'm gonna do is hit 1 for the vertices selection, and then grab these just like that. This one right there, this one right here, and I think I'm gonna need another loop cut here and bring it down to match the shape here. Just like that. Just tweak things a little bit to make it beautiful and make it just look good. Now you can see these two vertices are in front of each other, but they are not totally aligned. You can see it's the y-axis that we don't want to touch. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select these two vertices here and hit S and Shift Y and 0. So it scales everything on all the axes, but leaving the y-axis. Then I'm gonna select these and hit Shift R to repeat the action again. Shift R again. Just align these together to get a better view of these. Do this real quick. Again here. Over there too. Over there. And for these two, I'm gonna hit Shift R. Just like that. And you can see it starts to look very good. In the solid view, I'm gonna show you. It's not that good, I think, but we're getting the shape, right? I think the scaling here is very too extreme here. I'm gonna bring it back a little bit just like that. Yeah, that works. That seems to work. And then select this one too and hit S y-axis. Yeah, it kind of fixes it. It's like this one and this one, these two right there, and hit scale y-axis. Just play around with the shape. I'm just playing around with these vertices to get a better shape and make it kind of smoother. If you hit slash here, you can just hide everything else temporarily and work with the mesh easily. Now over here what we got is this vertex is brought back a little bit. I'm gonna bring it along the x-axis. I don't know, not x-axis, I mean a y-axis. Just like that. And this one too, grab y-axis. Just tweak the shape as you want it, and it's gonna start to look better over time as you work on it a little bit more. I grab y-axis and grab y-axis just like that, and grab y-axis. Yeah, that's better. And we're gonna grab y-axis over there too. Just give it some details in the sole. The remaining body is gonna be very easy, but I always struggle with the sole, so I'm gonna do it in detail so you can learn how to do this thing. Now what I'm gonna do is hit 2 for the edge selection mode and select this edge. Now give it some beveling here. No weight of 1. Now after that, what I'm gonna do is tweak the shape. I added some loop cuts here, so they're messing with me right now. If you push them back a little bit, they're gonna be fixed easily. I'm gonna bring them back just like that. And for these, just grab them along the y-axis. The y-axis, and they started to look very good. Just select that and scale y-axis and grab x-axis. Grab x-axis, that's better. This side still looks very bad. Let's just bring that back. And as for the tip or whatever, I'm gonna scale it. If I turn on proportional editing, I can scale it a little bit more area with it, so it looks normal here. Just playing around with the shape and trying to get something that is gonna look better at the end. I'm gonna align the top vertices, these two, together. Hit 2 for this, and I'm also going to build these, right? Let's build them. Should I build them or not? I'm gonna remove the crease from there. Let's see if we add a solidify modifier here. And I think before the subdivision, and then bring the solidify up like that. It looks very good. See, we got some issues here, and I hate this topology. I'm gonna select this vertex, scale shift Y 0, shift control B to bevel these vertices, and now merge these right there. Turn on the auto merge, select these vertices, make sure you select this one and this one too, and hit double G to grab it, and just like that. Select these two here, and hit double G and grab just like that. Turn off this auto merge and select these two and hit M to merge at center, and then these two and M merge at center. I'm gonna select this vertex and hit double G to bring it up just a little bit. Bring that one up, bring that one down, and that one down too, and just like that. Just align these two here, hit double G, just like that, and this one too. Use the knife tool and then I'm gonna hit N and turn on the bevel creasing thing. Yeah, that's good. Hit K and use some knife tool here, bring it up, and just like that. And now you can see we got some issues with the bevel right there. It's no longer available here. So what I'm gonna do here is maybe remove the bevel and instead use the creases. So what I mean here, I select everything, hit N and remove mean bevel weight, and then hit Alt and select these, hit Shift E, and just like that, and hit Alt again, hit Shift E, then hit Shift E again. If I add a bevel after that, and I assign some of them with the weight, and then select these again, N and bevel weight to something like that. Select these and bring it up. And maybe if we use the percent, yeah, this seems to work for me. And the percent works. Yeah, that's good. Now that we got some cool beveling here, you can see the edges are not very sharp, not very smooth. And then I'm gonna select that, just like that, and I mean the weight, and that's it. We're just gonna look at the shape and follow a little bit more on that. I noticed that we added some loop cuts here with the knife tool here, and we didn't do it over there, so I'm gonna do it here too, like that. So hit K and follow these just like that. Then just turn up the mean bevel weight and hit K again and get there. This one here, hit enter or the space bar, and after that turn up the mean bevel weight. Hit Alt Z to see the result and get out from that extra mode. Bring the solidify down a little bit, just like that. You can see these are still not aligned. I'm gonna scale shift Y 0 to align them again. Shift R, hit Shift R. Just make sure to match the flow here, so it doesn't look bad to the eyes. And then add a loop cut here and bring it down. And then I'm gonna hit Alt S to give it that curvature that we were talking about. And bring it up just a little bit. And now hit Alt S to curve it a little bit. And then you can see these vertices are curved a lot. But I'm gonna deselect the end points here and then hit Alt S and just like that. I'm gonna select these endpoints right there, and then hit Alt S to bring it back just a little bit to make it smoother. Hit Alt S again, and then for this one, you can't see it, but just trust me and select it. I hit Alt S again. For this one, hit Alt S, and that's good. I'm gonna bring this down. Hit Alt S. Alt S for that one to bring it up. Sorry if that takes a long time, but you want to give it time if you want good results. Now I'm going to do these holes over there and then put these things in these holes. I'll make the topology a little bit better for these two places right here, and that's it for the edges right there. I'm gonna hit 2 or 3, I think. Select these two and select these two over there. Now if I hit double I, and right click and hit loop tools and bridge, it's not working because we're selecting 4 at once. I'm gonna select this one and this one at first, then hit bridge, and the bridge is working. I'm gonna remove this bubble right there. Hit 2 and select this one and this one. Hit N and remove the mean bevel weight. And hit 3 and select this one and this one. And then right click and bridge. Then hit 2 and remove the bevel weight from there too. Make it 0. Make the crease 0 to hit Shift E and bring it down just like that. And for these two here too. You see we got some smooth shape here. And now after that, what you're gonna do here is hit Alt and select the inner face loop right there, and this one too, and hit Shift D, hit Shift H to hide everything else. First you gotta add some loop cuts right there. So give it some loop cuts. I'm gonna give it 4 and 4 for this one too. If I hit Alt H now, you can see it appeared here. I hit 3, select these, hit the dot button, and then go to individual origins and scale it up, and just like that. Then what I need to do is to just scale the loop cuts up a little bit. So I'm gonna select these and hit Ctrl plus and then scale X, no I think Y axis, scale Y axis more. Yeah, that's better, that works, because the end loops are very near here now, so the subdivisions are flat in here. Select these over there, and now bring it down. Yeah, that looks good, yeah. Now hit 2 to just distribute these right there equally. I'm gonna add a loop cut right there, and I'm gonna hit I here, double I to make it 1, and hit Alt S. you basically created a little bit of this thing here, and after that what I'm gonna do is hit I again, Alt S, and I think that's better. Let's just remove these two and hit I. Also remove the mean low weight and the what we call it, the crease. And so crease in this is 0, and I'm gonna hit I again, and I'm gonna hit Alt S, bring it up just like that a little bit, hit I again, and then hit Alt S, hit I, and scale it up. I'll hit Alt S, then hit S. Basically, I'm gonna just hit Control plus here, and hit Control minus, and hit Control X to dissolve these faces. Then hit Control plus, hit Control X, and then hit Control plus here, and then hit Control X. And yeah, this is good. If you want to remove these things, just select one face and hit Control plus, and then Control X to remove it. And I'm just gonna fix it quickly. Hit I again, and then hit Alt S, and remove these two here. Make sure to not apply any modifier or anything here. Just leave it like that. You will see some shading issues here because we are doing these bevel stuff all everywhere. So remove this beveling from the areas that you don't need. Now hit N and mean bevel weight to 0 and mean crease to 0. And you can see the issue is gone. If I turn on a matte cap here, we got a very cool model here. By the way, you can fill this area with a plane or something simple. I don't want to fill it right now. We're just creating the mesh, this mesh. Select this image and turn on this opacity here, and bring the opacity down, just like that. After that, I'm gonna add a plane here, make it on the middle. Shift this cursor to selected, and shift this selection to the cursor. Then grab Z-axis, grab X-axis. Position the plane right there and scale it in the edit mode. On the Y-axis, give it some loop cuts. One loop cut in the middle, and hit 1 to position the vertices. And I'm gonna position these vertices up there. Hit Alt to select the middle loop right there. Hit Control B to bevel it, and then hit this, select this one, and grab Z-axis. Man, this is gonna be easy. Make sure to add loop cuts at both sides, just like that, because we cannot do any mirroring here. It's not identical on both sides, it's different. You got a closed shape here. I'm gonna close it, so hit Alt Z, select these vertices, and hit E to extrude them. Just feel free to move them. Nothing's gonna happen, and you're gonna improve the modeling. Then hit Ctrl Alt, add another loop cut, just like that. Add another loop cut over there. And I'm gonna hit 2 to select this loop, and this one too, and scale y-axis. But we are in individual origins, so I'm gonna make a median point and then scale y-axis. And this one too, and this one too, and hit double T to grab it. Just like that. Select these two loop tools and bridge. It's bridged, which is more like a kind of sheet. Then we're gonna trace it on the model. The process is easy, just make the vertices first. Then hit ES, bring it down just like that. Not now. Just grabbing the vertices. It's all about the topology. If the topology is good, everything will work correctly for you. And maybe I need some over there too. Scale y0 and degrade it off just a little bit, grade that down. I just built the very simple shape here. I hit Ctrl 3 to give it the subdivisions, and I select the vertices that are in front of each other and scale shift y 0, and do that for all of them. Shift R, shift R, shift R. And my energy is low. I'm sorry for that because it's night, you know. Fix the places you think there is a problem or whatever isn't looking good, because I'm not sure what you will see on your report. Mine looks like that, and you can follow my things that I do here. think I'm done with the basic shape right there. I'm gonna add another solidify modifier before this subdivisions. Turn it up just like that. And some simple things are done. Now feel free to tweak everything you want here, because it's up to you. We're just gonna add a few new objects here, and the shoe is gonna be done. After that, I'm gonna hit tab and select just that portion, hit 3 and select these. Make sure to select both of the sides, hit shift D and repeat selection. You separated it, basically hit all and select all and hit Alt S to bring it down just like that, and turn up the solidify amount to something bigger. Make this soft thing inside it and bring it up just like that. You can always tweak the vertices. Now after this one, I'm just gonna hide our reference images. We don't need it anymore, just trash it. If you see anything strange like this one, just fix it with moving these vertices on the y-axis. Select everything in shade smooth. We may turn on the cavity right there to make things look better. Now after that, I'm going to add a few more things right there. First, let's select this one, make it a little bit more fat. Hit tab, Alt Z, select these, bring them down, bring these down just like that. So that the ends are not visible in the camera. You want a seam right there, so just you have to apply the solidify first. Hit tab and hit Control R. And you want to give it a seam right here. Hit Control B and give it 3 loop cuts. Select the middle one and hit Alt S. And just like that, you got a seam here. Let's select that one and hit Alt S again. And yeah, then hit select this one, hit Alt S again. We got us a very great seam right there. Seam. And bring that up just like that. Bring that up too, and bring these 3 up like that. Pretty much done with the shape. So glue these both and just like that. Rotate it. Yeah. That's good. That's visible and looks a little bit bad, so yes, like that. I'll just add a strap right there and a small one here. So over here, bring the cursor here with shift and right click, add a plane or X, Y, and 90. Tab, scale it down, just like that. Or Y axis, or scale Z axis first, and grab it just like that. And grab this one here and extrude it, extrude as you want it. Up there, hit Control 2 to make it smoother, hit Control R to give it loop cuts and make it sharp here, and just like that. Add a solidify modifier, and I think scale it along the Y axis a little bit. That's better. Now for this strap right here, I'm gonna add a simple curves here. It's gonna be a path curve, where our curves path, I'm gonna rotate it 90 degrees along the Z axis and grab it right there. Hit tab, select this one and this one, and grab it just like that. I'm gonna make a plane and grab it on the axis. Hit tab, scale Y axis, and give it a lot of vertices, loop cuts here. And scale it along the X axis a little bit more, just like that. And if you want, you can bring the loop cuts a little bit up. Scale X axis, just like that. I'm gonna select the curve, Shift S cursor selected, Shift S selection to the cursor, and add a curve modifier. And select this mesh. And the deform axis, make it Z or minus Y. Minus Y works. Then I hit all X until it fits here. Yeah, that's it. Grab Z axis, Y axis, or X axis. X axis works. So I grabbed it on the X axis, and now shift and just rotate it. Do something that rotate. That's all I have to Control T and rotate it like that. And grab it. If you want to rotate these in object mode, you gotta select the curve and the mesh both. Because if you select the curve only and then you rotate it, it's gonna do this thing. Or if you rotate only this one, it's also gonna screw up. So make sure to select both of them at once. That is solidify. What if we add shrink wrap on the curve itself? Add a shrink wrap modifier on this curve, make it target normal object, and select this mesh, and then apply the shrink wrap. Or make it just a little bit up there, so. I converted visual geometry to mesh and object convert to curve again. And now if I hit select everything, Control T and twist it just like that. it works the best right now. This trap is working. Then you gotta take care of these end points and remove them just like that. Find some good spot here, reborn axis. To twist them a little bit more. Hit O, Control T to twist reborn axis. You can see it's very long here, so you can also scale it along the x-axis, just like that. Grab x-axis is to twist the curve instead of rotating the whole thing. So hit Control T, twist the curve, and just like that. This works. I'm gonna shade this smooth and go to the normals and make it auto smooth. So the model is almost ready. I think it's ready. We don't need any other works here. I'll see you in the next tutorial, and it is gonna be about shading all this and making all the grids, patterns, and gradients, and all the displacements and stuff here. And the shading is gonna be amazing. I'm so excited for the shading. The modeling was a little bit hard. If you failed doing this, you can always restart it, but it's really that easy. You just need some practice and you'll get some results like that. I'm gonna upload another tutorial tomorrow about the shading, so like and subscribe, and